The problem states Venus is 67.2 million miles from the Sun, and Earth is 93 million miles from the Sun. Part A asks us to compare these two values by identifying the value that correctly fills in this blank. And here's the sentence we want to fill in. Earth's distance from the Sun is blank miles more than Venus's distance from the Sun. So first we got to make sure that the two numbers that we're comparing are written in the same format. So you see that the Venus value is written in number word format, 67.2, and then the word million. If we want to, we could go ahead and rewrite that value in standard form. I'm going to take 67.2 and multiply it times a million in order to rewrite it as a standard number. That means we move the decimal place 6 places to the right to get the value 67,200,000. This is Venus's distance from the Sun in miles. In comparison, Earth's distance from the Sun in miles is 93 million. The problem asks us to determine the number of miles more that Earth is, so we can take 93 million minus 67,200,000. If you've worked the problem out in this way, you could just type that subtraction into a calculator. I have Desmos open on the side, and so I'll go ahead and use Desmos for that calculation. And we see that it gives an answer of 25,800,000. And so the answer is that Earth's distance from the Sun is 25,800,000 miles more than the Venus's distance from the Sun. Now note, you could also calculate the answer to this problem by leaving the values in number word form. Venus is 67.2 million miles from the Sun. Earth is 93 million miles from the Sun, which can be written as the number 93 and the word million. Now again, these two numbers are written in the same number format. So to do the calculation, we could say that it's 93 million minus 67.2 million in this format. And when you perform the calculation in the calculator, all you're calculating is 93 minus 67.2, understanding that they have the word million after that number. It's 25.8 million miles difference, which is 25,800,000. Same answer, just perform the calculation slightly differently. Part B says, let's fill in this sentence. Earth's distance from the Sun is blank times Venus's distance from the Sun. When you want to find out what times the size a bigger number is than a smaller, you're going to take the big number divided by the small number. In this case, I will use that number word form, so I don't have to write out all those zeros. But you'll get the same answer either way. I'm going to take the 93, which is the big, divided by the 67.2, which is the small. And it's okay if you wanted to write it all out with all the zeros, 93 million and 67,200,000, and put them on the top and the bottom. You'll get the same answer as just doing 93 over 67.2. And so I take 93 and I divide it by 67.2. And we get 1.38 when rounded to 2 decimal places, as it asks. Earth's distance from the Sun is 1.38 times Venus's distance from the Sun. And lastly, Part C asks us to complete this sentence. Earth is blank percent further away from the Sun than Venus. So this is a percent increase, a percent bigger problem. Percent bigger. That calculation, remember, is found by doing big minus small divided by small. Big number minus small number divided by small number. So in this case, it'll be 93 minus 67.2 all divided by 67.2. 93 minus 67.2, that numerator is 25.8, and we divide that by the denominator, which is 67.2. I pop that in the calculator and I get 0.3839, which is 38.39%. Earth is 38.39% further away from the sun than Venus.